been a week since Lostbelt 7's Part 2 release, and with its release came a lot of controversy, a lot of negativity, and a lot of just... It was a shit show. For the lack of a better word, it was a shit show. From hyping it up all year last year, to delaying it, to just releasing lackluster content. For a lot of people, Lostbelt 7 did not live up to the hype. But it's been a week since the conclusion of Lostbelt 7, since the conclusion of essentially the entire arc so far. And a lot of things were revealed, a lot of things were unwrapped and unveiled with this Lostbelt in terms of the main storyline. I'm not going to get too much into it, but I want to ask you guys, looking at everything, not only looking at gameplay and the characters, but looking at the story, the lore, the world building, everything so far, did Lostbelt 7 live up to the hype? Was it a decent enough conclusion to Cosmos and the Lostbelt, which we've been going through for the past 4 or 5 years almost? This entire arc pretty much takes up, I would say, 60%, 70% of the entire game. This game has been out for like, what, 7, 8 years already, and about 4 or 5 years of this game's lifetime has been dedicated to the Lostbelt arc. So I gotta ask you guys, did Lostbelt 7 live up to the hype? Now, it depends on me tonight. If I'm able to get Kukulkan, I might have to be a little bit biased, but as I roll, and as it tells me that I won't be able to unlock the Ascensions because I need to complete the Lostbelt in this account, because I'm gonna get into it later, but this is my side account. I do play this side account. I am in Lostbelt 7 Part 2, but I am taking it very slowly, taking my own time, not trying to speedrun it like I did with the main account. And I gotta say, from the things I've seen, from the translations I did read, okay, wow, we ended up getting, I believe her name is Tilaluk? She came out last week, but you know, she's in the Part 2 banner as well. I guess the Part 3 banner, I'm not sure. And I actually really like her design, so I'm actually cool with getting maybe a couple copies of her. Second single, and I got her. Already making this Lostbelt worth it for me. But like I was saying, I think after reading a bit, after seeing some of the character designs, and I'll be honest, at the beginning I was not really feeling some of the designs, you know, I thought they were a little bit lackluster, but just like a lot of things with Fate that I've noticed, or Gacha games in general, the design might not, you know, appeal to you at the beginning, but as you read the story, as you use the characters, as you see their ascensions, as you get used to having them around and seeing them, you start to, you know, they start to grow on you a little bit. And I think that's the case with this Lostbelt. When a lot of these characters were revealed and released, as we played through the story, when it was when Part 1 was first released back in December, I'll be honest, I was like, okay, I could, you know, comfortably skip these servants. And in a way I kind of am, because this isn't my main account in the end of the day. This is technically my side account. Again, I do play it, and I am, for the most part, caught up with the story. But I'll be honest, a big reason why I'm not rolling in my main account is because they announced a possible arcade collab. Not even a possible, they did announce an arcade event for the mobile game this year, which, you know, they didn't really get into too much detail, but to me that sounds like Mama Tiamat's coming home. And I don't care what they released for Lostbelt 7 when compared to Tiamat. You know, I've been waiting for Tiamat for... Alright, Kukulkan, I mean, I might, you know... Thank you! Thank you very much! Wow. That did not take a lot of quartz and tickets at all. If you saw how many quartz and tickets I had, I definitely had enough to hit pity, to hit guaranteed. I was not expecting, one, to get Tilaluk right away, but to get Kukulkan right away as well. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty cool. You can't spell Kukulkan without cool, so thank you very much. Wow, I'm like flabbergasted. I was like prepared to talk about my experience with the Lostbelt, which, I mean, if you watch my live streams, it was divided into 2 parts because the Lostbelt's very long, and not only is it long, it's very laggy. The game crashed a number of times to the point where I had to restart my phone, restart my device, and the loading screens were really long as well. You know, there's a lot that delayed it. And to be fair, I didn't use the blue prisms because I personally don't really care about using the blue prisms to get an easy win. I'd rather just win out of my own skill and just experience. But you know, that's besides the point. You know, different strokes for different folks. But I gotta say, aside from the lag and just the unnecessary battles, there were a lot of battles with force support, for example. And again, I've said this in the past before, and a lot of people, or some people, I won't say a lot of people, but some people like to point out, well, you know, force support has been around since, you know, since the dinosaurs were alive. Not to, you know, bring up dinosaurs because, you know, Lostbelt 7 is about, you know, a large part of it is about dinosaurs. But you know what I'm saying, you know, force support's been around for a long time. It's nothing really new to Fate Grand Order, but I think them doubling down on it with this Lostbelt, coupled with the lag, coupled with the long loading screens, it just made for a really big slog. Gotta say, this makes it worth it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Kukulkan. That smile, gotta protect that smile, y'all. Alright, first multi-shot, got her. A couple of first singles, got Tillalok. I mean, how much better can it get? I mean, I'm gonna keep going, because I do have a lot of courts and a lot of tickets. And I'll be honest, like I said earlier, upon seeing her design, I wasn't really feeling it. I was like, okay, she looks cool. She looks alright, I guess. But didn't really speak to me. And, you know, I'm an honest man, and I'll say that. But she grew on me. The more I used her, the more I got exposed to her, the more I learned about her lore. Gotta be honest, I'm feeling her a little bit. So I'm already gonna heart her. I wanna listen to her voice lines later. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Gonna try for. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go for NP3. I could possibly push it to NP5, but just like a lot of servants I've NP5'd in the past, I like to sit and really think about, do I really want to use all my quartz and tickets to NP5? And I know what some of you guys might be thinking, well, this is your side account. Do you really care? I do, because I do play this account. I've had this account since the first year. In fact, fun fact for you guys, this is actually my very first Fate Grand Order account. The account that I usually play with nowadays, my quote-unquote main one, was actually an account that I got later on, probably like a couple weeks after this account. But this one is technically my very first account, so it has a lot of sentimental value. That's why I keep it around. That, and because, you know, if I want to roll for a certain servant, like in this case, you know, and I don't want to use my quartz in one account, I could use quartz in the other. So, you know, it's a system that works. It takes up a lot of my time, or a bit of my time, because I got to play both of them, but it works. Okay, so those singles didn't garner me anything, but I'm just surprised I was able to get Kukulkan that quick. And I just want to say, because I know some people are going to be wondering, like, oh, you didn't show us her final ascension, you didn't show us this or that. Again, I did not. I'm at the process of, I believe I'm at like section 16 with this account in Lostbelt 7. So I'm chugging along very gingerly and slowly, as I did with my main account. But I cannot, as far as I know, I don't think I'm able to unlock Kukulkan or Tillalok's final ascension unless I play through the Lostbelt. So unfortunately, I won't be showing it for this video, and you guys won't see my reaction. But again, it's not that big of a deal. You guys can look it up yourselves. I'm sure you guys have already seen it. But yeah, I'm very grateful. Kukulkan, thank you for coming. Can't wait to pair you up with Quetzalcoatl, who I have in this account at NP2, I believe. She might be NP3 actually. And that was one of the few things I would say I was. Oh, okay, Tillalok. I was like, what? Okay, we could go home with a couple of you as well. Couple more copies, I should say. But I would say that's one of my few disappointments as far as the story and as far as the characters go when it comes to Lostbelt 7. Not even talking about gameplay, because the gameplay, I think, was an easy 1 out of 10. Especially the first half. I think towards the end it was a lot more enjoyable when we got to like the actual boss fights. But point aside, I think one of my biggest disappointments is the fact that Kets did not show up. You would think, given a lot of the characters and a lot of the lore with this Lostbelt, that Kets herself would show up and maybe have an animation update, maybe a buff, something, you know, some kind of interaction with some of the characters, because I think her interactions with Tez would be interesting. Her interactions with Kukulkan, for example, would be interesting. Granted, even though Kukulkan and Kets are sort of the same deity in real life lore, in Nazuverse, I'm not going to get into big spoiler territory with this video, but Kukulkan does have a lot more going on than what you might think just looking at her name, and what you might think knowing her lore in real life. So but I think they would have interesting interactions. I hope they have my room lines together, actually. I'm almost positive Kukulkan should have a line with her. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing vice versa. But yeah, I would say that would be probably my biggest, not even just one of, but probably my biggest disappointment with this Lostbelt, that Kets didn't show up, which is ironic because a lot of other, not only characters but plot points in this Lostbelt were callbacks to Singularity 7 Babylonia. So again, I don't want to get into too deep of spoiler territory, but a certain goddess from Babylonia does make an appearance in this latest Lostbelt, and is a very, well, I wouldn't say very, but is a pretty integral character towards the end, which I was just like, wow, she was important in Babylonia and now she's important here, like, goddamn. And if you know, you know. And there's another character who shows up here in Lostbelt 7 who does essentially what they did. I mean, it's not really that big of a spoiler. If you remember King Hassan in Babylonia, then you know of his role in the battle against Tiamat. And they did something very similar against the big bad for this Lostbelt. And again, it's a lot of recycled materials, a lot of, which I'm not complaining about necessarily, but it's just a fact. They used a lot of plot points that were used in earlier chapters, which again, you know, it's fine. I just wish one of those recycled, quote-unquote recycled materials, one of the recycled things that they brought back was Kets herself, because again, I just think that this would have been the perfect chapter for her to make her comeback. You know, she's a very, I would say, even with the release of the Babylonia anime and the anime original scenes with her and how hard she goes off on Tiamat, just, she has one of the best scenes in anime, period. If you've seen Babylonia, you know what I'm talking about. I still think she's one of the most underrated characters in the game. I truly think she should be a lot more popular than she is. And I think to an extent she is pretty popular. And a lot of people were, just like myself, disappointed with the chapter due to the lack of Kets in it. So she is fairly popular. I just think she deserves to be a little bit more popular. I don't know. She feels a bit underrated in my opinion. I don't know if you guys necessarily agree with that. Let me know in the comments if you feel me on that one, but that's how I feel. By the way, I'm doing skip rolls right now because, as you guys can see, I have like 700 quartz. I'm not going to be sitting here looking at every single multi-shot animations and whatnot. So this is a servant, so we are guaranteed a gold. And it's another pretender, so another presumably Teal Lux. So she's NP3 at this point. I believe the only other pretender I could get is Faker, which is a fun sentence to say, but yeah, I could end up getting her, and she's a really good servant as well. So wouldn't mind getting spooked by her, but I don't think I'd get spooked by any foreigners. I don't think there's a single foreigner in this in the non-limit summon pool, so I should be good. And I assume Kukulkan is limited. I actually don't know that for a fact, but I assume she is, given her kit and how big of a deal she is in the story. Okay, NP4. Okay, nice. Still luck. Can that be a, you know, a foreigner card though? Can that be a foreigner card later? I'm not sure. But speaking of foreigners, I'm just glad that the foreigner class continues to, you know, impress me and continues to wow me, because if you guys don't know, the foreigner class is probably my favorite class in the game. I just find a lot of their characters interesting, a lot of their designs very awesome designs, Lore-wise, they're really cool, and I would appreciate you if, yeah, there you go, Kukulkan, there you go. Just a little bit of ass kissing here and there, a little bit of a compliments here and there. We'll go a long way apparently. So, yeah, Foreigner's favorite class, and I'm glad that a powerhouse like Kukulkan is part of that class. And again, I don't want to talk about too many spoilers with the latest Lostbelt, but we do face NP5. Jesus Christ, she's coming to us so easily. Nice. But we do face a big Nausiverse enemy in Lostbelt 7 in the form of a foreigner class servant. So that to me was probably, and I think for a lot of people, the highlight of the chapter. I mean, the scale of the fight, even though it was laggy as shit, let's keep it a buck. It was one of the laggiest fights. I don't remember it crashing my phone, but it was definitely a sight to behold with all the lag and all the long loading screens for the chapter as a whole, but especially towards the end when shit goes down. Okay, foreigner favorite class. Foreigners are beautiful. They're beautiful too. Okay, Saber. I mean, she's pretty. She's beautiful. I'll give her that. Not exactly who I wanted, and she's the only gold thing I got. She was my guaranteed gold. All right, I'll take that, I guess. Hey, well, that's surprising. That's our very first spook of the entire video. Literally, we got 5 Tealocks, I think 5, 2 Kukulkans, and then 1 random spook Suzuka goes. And I think that's a pretty, after using what, 150 quartz and about 30 tickets, I think that's a pretty good record. I'm not gonna lie, pretty good summon pool that I was able to get. So very nice. Now if I could just get one more Kukulkan, that'd be great. Oh, we just need one more and I already got MP3. That's crazy. Been very lucky as of late with JP Grand Order. NA not so much, gonna be honest. Not well, I shouldn't say that. After the Tyler rolls, I think I did pretty well with Tyler, but January was very rough. I'm not gonna lie, January was very rough with NA. Guaranteed banners, absolutely dog water, booty butt cheeks, and didn't get more Rasa, so definitely did not do well with the guaranteed banners. Okay, so we could just come back, or not come back, but come out with one more Kukulkan, that'd be great. Maybe a couple more Tealocks just to append her skills and get some more servant coins, just have that just in case I want to use her more. I mean, she's already MP5, so she's pretty much guaranteed to be used, especially since I really like her design. I'll be honest though, her NP and her 3rd ascension, kind of iffy on that a little bit, but I'm not gonna criticize it too much. By the way, if you guys are wondering if I'm gonna be rolling for Tez, probably not. Don't really need an assassin. And I understand that he's a really good assassin, and lore-wise and story-wise, he's probably one of the coolest characters we've ever gotten, period, from the Lostbelt. Despite what a lot of people were seemingly disappointed with his art, which is interesting because from what I've seen, a lot of the people who disliked his art were mainly like Western players, English-speaking players, whereas a lot of Japanese players seem to really dig his design. So I don't know if there's something going on, like there's like a cultural bias or a cultural difference. I don't know what's going on there, but if it's just coincidentally to be the case, but yeah, very interesting. I would say just based on these rolls alone, I think Lostbelt 7 was pretty worth it. Did pretty well, are doing pretty well, and I'm not gonna seal my fate just yet. If I could just come out with one more Kukulkan, I think I'll be a tad bit happier as well. NP3 for me, for a lot of servants, that's like base level for me. That's like, cream of the crop. Like NP5, that's like god tier status. But I'm happy with just NP3. I'm happy with that. A lot of people could barely get to NP2, so to get to NP3 to me is already a feat of it in itself. So watch me get like 2 copies of her and like 1 multi. That would be pretty sick nasty flex, not gonna lie. That would be pretty sick nasty flex. But yeah, let me know guys if you guys were able to get Kukulkan, if you like her, if you dig her design, or if you were like me where you weren't really digging her design but she just grew on you a little bit. She just, I think that's like in the end of the day, that's the biggest lesson of this Lostbelt. Started off kind of rough, especially part 2 started off really rough, but as time goes on and as you look back on it, you know what, it was a rocky start, but it was all right. You know, I enjoyed myself, even though throughout the live stream 90% of my live stream playing through the Lostbelt was me bitching and moaning. But you know, again, I'm an honest man. I will be bitching and moaning about shit that I don't particularly like or approve of or, you know, feel savvy about. But as far as the characters go in the story, I think they delivered. I think for the most part they delivered. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record. It's just because, you know, it's really not much else to talk about, to be honest. I mean, Kukulkan, if you could come for the 3rd time and close this video out, that would be pretty great. Okay, let's actually chill out with the tickets. Maybe, you know, we got the first 2 copies via multi-shots. Maybe she's more of a multi-shot girl. You don't know that. Maybe she feels more inclined to come to us in a multi-shot, like right now. Okay, no, still luck. Okay, cool. That's fine. Still luck is cool. 6 copies, so, you know, a couple extra serving coins for me. Kaleidoscope. Okay, I'll definitely take that. Why not? Also, earlier I got the other kaleidoscope that only increases HP rather than attack, but I didn't acknowledge it for some reason. But yeah, pretty cool. Let's do a couple more multis. I'm nearing my halfway mark with my quartz, which is crazy because I already feel like I've been rolling for a while now, but I'm just barely getting to my halfway mark with my quartz. Almost there with my tickets as well. I don't know if I'm gonna keep rolling with my tickets because I think we'll just go full on multi right now. Watch me end up using everything and just like not get a 3rd copy, which I mean would suck, but you know, I know people who had to get to pity to get 5-star. Shout out to Archer Blaze. I don't know if you're watching, but I know your Muramasa rolls, even though you ended up NP5ing him, I know that first copy was a bit rough for you, but good thing you were prepared. You know, that's like something I like to preach every now and then in Grand Order, especially NA. If you could just think ahead, plan ahead, and just save, have some self-control, you will be able to accomplish great things like NP5. You'll be able to accomplish that. You just gotta have self-control and you know, learn how to save. Another Tillock. Damn, I keep seeing the Pretender card, and because I'm not used to seeing it, I automatically think it's the Foreigner card, but it's clearly not. Okay, so it looks like we're probably gonna get a couple more copies of her before she either leaves us alone or Kukulkan shows up. I'm still surprised we're not getting spooked by really anything. You know, I'm so preconditioned and used to getting spooked that to not get spooked as much, which I hope I'm not sealing my fate or I'm jinxing myself right now, because I could definitely get spooked right now with like a rainbow spin and then it ends up being okay. Good luck, thank you. Jesus Christ, I think she's like NP8 now. Okay, we'll do one more multi and then we'll go back to singles. So how about that? Okay, Kukulkan, this will be the last or one of the last multis of this video, so if you could, okay, never mind, that's fine. I haven't rolled in this account since the summer event of last year. I believe the Scotty banner, which I ended up NP2ing her. So it's been a bit. Wow, this is my first copy of you. In my 8 years of playing this is my first copy of you. Alright, Anna, banana, I smell it. Did not expect, okay, speaking of spooks, I did not expect that. At least it isn't a 5-star spook, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was a 5-star spook, I would definitely be a lot more disappointed, a lot more sad. I'm not really disappointed to see Medusa Lily, just because it's my first copy and I've already NP5'd the rated up 4-star for this, so really not that big of a deal. Okay, so let's do another multi. Again, if I end up using all my quartz, it's not the biggest deal. It really isn't. I'm not too fussed about it. I think it's pretty well worth it for the character I'm trying to get right now at 2 MP3. So let's go ahead and do a bunch of skip rolls, which I don't usually do, but like I said, not trying to sit here forever, you know. And I feel like me even a year ago would be like, I don't do skip rolls. I like to build up the tension and whatnot. But, you know, at some point, you get kind of impatient. And I'm at that point where I'm like, you know what? I kind of just want to train Kukulkan right now. Finish Lostbelt 7 in this account and really get a good look at her final ascension and, you know, just enjoy her, you know, use her more as my own servant, not as a force support this time. I think that would be pretty sweet. Wow. Okay. Did not get that 5-star CE ever. Okay. And we got another Teal Lock, which at this point is becoming, you know, less and less surprising. It's because, again, she's like NP9 at this point, right? She's like pretty high up there. Which, you know, might come in handy. I might, who knows, maybe I'll learn to really like her to the point maybe I'll even pursue 120 with her. That's probably not going to happen, I'm going to be honest, but hey, you never know. If these characters started off as characters that I didn't really care about to characters that I'm willing to spend hundreds of quartz on and, you know, dozens of tickets, then, you know, you never really know. And honestly, I think I have a fuck ton of strengthening quests I haven't done in this account. And I think I still have free quests from Trom. So I'm not going to come out of this completely broke, you know. I'm gonna have something to fall back on, a nice little safety blanket, so to speak. So another kaleidoscope. Jesus, you don't see that every day. Okay, so we're nearing the end, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for commenting if you did comment, and of course you didn't let me know if Lostbelt 7 lived up to the hype. Let me know now, or comment down below. I love the interaction. I love reading you guys' comments. One of my favorite things to do with my channel is just interacting with you guys in the comments and in the weekly polls. So please let me know in as much detail as you want if Lostbelt 7 lived up to your expectations, if it lived up to the overall hype. Okay, so we got to do a crap ton of singles. I just realized, you know, maybe I'll cut some stuff out. I'm not sure. This video is already 30 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry guys for keeping you guys here, but yeah, like the video if you like it, dislike it if you disliked it. I'm just doing my outro right now just because if I do get the 3rd copy, I'm just gonna end the video right there, which I've never done before. But you know, I'm just really excited to train her. If I'm gonna be honest, I just want to get it over with. But thank you guys for watching, for stopping by. Hopefully you guys are going to be recurring viewers, and if you are already recurring viewers for a while now, then thank you for sticking around, because I know gacha videos, you know, there's a ceiling to it, but I'm glad that I have a core foundation of viewers who, you know, I see all the time in the comment section, in the chat. We are getting so many copies of her, it's insane. And this is our last multi-shot officially of this video, and we didn't get her. Maybe we should have built some more tension, but again, I'm probably gonna do some after I'm done with Lostbelt 7 completely. I'll end up doing a bunch of strengthening quests that I did not do in this side account, and then I'll just, you know, test my luck probably off screen trying to get her NP3. The homegirl Kukulkan. A lot of people say she's the MVP of Lostbelt 7, in which case I would have to agree. Seeing what I saw and using her in a specific quest, I would say she was definitely MVP for a good chunk of the latter half of Lostbelt 7. If I were to give Lostbelt 7 a rating, I know I already did the outro, so a lot of people probably already left, but if I were to give Lostbelt 7 a rating, which I don't think I've ever done with any other Lostbelt, so who knows, maybe I'll do an overall video with every single other Lostbelt. But From a gameplay perspective, like I said earlier, probably, I mean, I said 1 out of 10 earlier, but again, the last couple of sections were really, really fun, in my opinion. So I would probably give, in terms of gameplay, probably a 5 out of 10. And those 5 points are just because of the last couple of quests. Otherwise, the rest of the Lostbelt is pretty much 0 out of 10. I did not have fun playing this Lostbelt, let me tell you. As far as story-wise, obviously I'm relying a lot on online translations and just word of mouth, so I can't really speak too accurately on the story, or too concretely on how I feel about the story specifically. But you know, just as far as how, and I hate to use this word, you know, no pun intended, that's how grand it felt, you know, the last couple battles, how the stakes felt really high in this one. And they've always been high, since, I would argue, since Lostbelt 2, they've always felt really, really freaking high. But I think this one just hits different since it features a creature that has been hyped up for decades now in the Nasuverse, and to have a taste of its power, even though it's not the real one or the one that is full powered, it's still nice to actually see it, face it, fight it, and with lack of a better word, destroy it. You know, it felt good. It felt good to take down something of that caliber, you know what I mean? So I'm already almost done with my tickets. Again, I'm completely happy with NP2. Would I have preferred NP3? Of course, that was the main goal, but alas, it's okay. I will take my losses with some stride, and I will train up an NP2 Kukulkan. I might even grill her, I'm gonna be honest. I really, really am feeling her, I'm not gonna lie. She's such a cool character with a really cool design. I feel like a broken record at this point, but I'm just filling in the commentary. At this point, I think I got like 12 Teal Lux or something, so she's definitely sitting pretty, for sure. Even though she was one of the more annoying fights in the beginning of the Lostbelt, not gonna lie. Teal Lux, you were kind of a bitch in the story. By the way, I don't think I'll use the 10 quartz for singles. I think I'll save those for when I'm able to acquire more multi-shots. So I'll be saving those quartz. But the tickets, as soon as these tickets are done, I'm gonna wrap up the video, and yeah. So again, guys, comment down below, let me know what you think of these roles, and let me know if you were able to get Kukulkan, if you tried, how you feel about the Lostbelt as a whole. You know, just everything that I tackled in this video. Let me know how you felt about the variety of stuff that I talked about. Wow, this is my first copy of that. Okay, I will take that, I guess. And last 2 tickets, and then we are done. So are we gonna end it strong? We're gonna end it powerful? Are we gonna get the beautiful new foreigner? No, we're not. We're gonna get a random 3-star C. Okay, well, not the strongest end, but definitely one of the stronger starts to a gacha roll video that I've ever done. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.